Hello, guys. Welcome to the Consciousness Express podcast. I'm your host, Sam Berry. Grateful as always to be here. Another week, another episode. How's it getting better? Hope life is treating you well. And if you feel that it's not, you feel like life's hectic at the moment and you're going through stuff, then please be kind to yourself in the process of it all. It will all pass. Just remember to be kind to yourself because that will help you move through the shit with more ease. Um, I'm excited for today's podcast, guys. Not that I'm not excited for the other ones. Today I just was like, yeah, I'm keen. And the episode is inspired by Macy. Shout out to Macy. Um, we're going to a rave next month, and we're like, oh, let's dress up like the Matrix, with the Matrix sunnies and dress all black and have that sort of vibe. And so that inspired me for today's episode. And so the title is Take the Blue Pill, Take the Red Pill. And so I'm sure you've all seen the movie The Matrix, and the scene when Neo is offered two different pills by Morpheus. And Morpheus says, you take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. So the blue pill is staying blissfully ignorant. The red pill is waking up to the truth. And so I want to dive into the rabbit hole a little bit with you guys today and have some fun with this conversation and open up some new awarenesses and perspectives for you, and yeah, go on this journey together down a little bit down the rabbit hole and to play on this topic of take the red pill, take the blue pill, take the red pill. The theme of the Matrix. So let's start with the blue pill, which is staying blissfully ignorant. So what is this? It's unawareness, it's unconsciousness. You're unaware of what's going on in the world beyond what you're fed by the news and the government. And you're very unaware of what's going on in your own internal world. So you look around, you're blissfully ignorant to everything, which for some people can seem great because it's like, well, I know that what they're choosing isn't really contributing greater to the world, but they don't know that and they're happy about it. Well, they seem happy about it. And I'm aware of all this shit, and sometimes it's too much. And for some people, they can become a little bit aware and then go, actually, that is too much because now I'm becoming aware of all my shit and all the shit in the world, and I don't want to have that. I'd rather actually stay blissfully ignorant. And so they choose to stay blissfully ignorant and create autopilot systems to lock themselves out of awareness, because that's what autopilot systems do. When you choose autopilot, it locks you out of awareness. So how much of your life have you put on autopilot that is locking you out of the awarenesses that you could receive? And ways that we do that is with routines, structures, habits. And I'm not going to say don't choose routines or habits, things like that. I'm pointing out that those, how a lot of people use those is to create their life to be on autopilot. So they don't have to be aware, so they don't have to choose. It's like, okay, I've set this routine up. That's what's going to work for me because that's what I've decided is right for me and going to get me to where I want to go. So now I don't actually have to be aware. I don't have to be present with my choices. I just do the routine and don't have to think. Just totally unaware. And so what I invite you to is to be in question with your routines and your habits, to actually see if they're still working for you, if something else is required in the moment, so that you can be on the creative edge of your life. So you can see when you can be present with the energy, so you can see when the energy is actually telling you to choose something different. Because what happens is you go, oh, this is the routine that's going to get me to where I want to go. So this is the right thing to choose. And because it's right, well, then of course it's going to work for me forever. So I'll throw it away and never look at it again because it's right. Why would it not work for me? And so then you are no longer present with the energies. And so when there is an energy that could contribute to greater, that could get you to where you want to go faster or in a greater way, you're not willing to receive it because you're not aware. You're not present with the energies. You go, no, I need to choose this, this, and this. And then you create the autopilot system to lock you out of awareness. Because when you have a routine, that's not a conclusion as to what's going to create your life. It's just what you've chosen that is working. You've got to be in question with that to see if it's still working. So each day, is this still working? Or is something else required? Because it might just be a part of the routine needs to change that specific day in order to get you what you're designed to create. And so the universe is like, hey, actually choose this instead. But you're going, no, I need to choose this because I've decided this is right for me. This is how I'm going to get to where I want to go. So you're no longer playing with the universe. You're no longer present with the energies. You're no longer aware. You're turning it all off. So just going to tangent on that quickly for you guys, just to bring more awareness to you and to your habits and routines that you're creating that are, and if they are, you've created them to put yourself on autopilot. So yeah, the blue pill, blissfully ignorant, people put their lives on autopilot. They're choosing from unconsciousness, and it's all just predictable, it's all structured, it's all planned out, and they're, just living blissfully ignorant. And I want to point out that there is no right or wrong to any of this at all. It's just what you choose and what you'd like to choose, and if it works and if it doesn't work, there's no right or wrong. We're just going on this journey of the blue and the red pill. And yeah, so some people feel burdened and overwhelmed when they start becoming more aware. Because, awareness isn't right or wrong. You're just becoming more aware of all the great shit and all the fucked up shit. And for some people, the fucked up shit's too much to be aware of. They've decided, I can't handle this awareness. It's too much. I'd rather be blissfully ignorant like the other people because they seem happy. And then I just wouldn't have to be aware of this. It's easier and better to not be aware, because then I don't have to worry. I can just be blissfully ignorant like the rest. The thing is, though, when you choose to be blissfully ignorant, when you choose to take the blue pill, you're confined to this reality. And you're not willing to be aware of what's beyond this reality. And so because you're confined to this reality, you're controlled by this reality and at the effect of this reality. So what you can choose, what you can have, what you can create, what you can experience is all confined to the definitions, conclusions, judgments, and computations of this reality. What's possible and what's not possible based on this reality. And this reality is set up to keep you in the wrongness of you. Because then, as long as you're in the wrongness of you, it can control you. You're in polarity. It can control you. It feeds off your polarity. This reality is insidious. And so it'll do whatever it can to keep you in the wrongness of you and to keep you in polarity, to pull polarity out of you. So it'll use people and things to pull you back from being the space of you into judgment and back into this reality, so that you don't go and be as great as you can be. Because if you go and be as great as you can be, if you go be the infinite you, the space that you truly be, you are no longer definable, you're no longer controllable, and that's not what this reality wants. Because if everyone chose to be that, then this reality would have to fall apart. And well, it doesn't want that. So, this reality it's linear reality. It's structured. It's A equals B, B equals C. There's no magic. There's no infinite you in the equation. It's when you take the blue pill and be blissfully ignorant and be in this confined to this reality. It's doing right by this reality. It's fitting in with this reality. It's being appropriate to this reality. Not going beyond the bounds of this reality. Not being you. Not being your authentic expression. It's fitting in like the rest. Marching to the same beat of the same drum as everybody else. And again, none of this is right or wrong. It's just a choice. And so, which then locks you out of the miraculousness of you and the universe. And so, if you look around, because you might be somewhere on your journey of self-discovery, and you do have those moments you're like, oh, I'm too aware of too much stuff, and it's just too much, and I'd rather just be like everyone else that's blissfully ignorant. And are they truly happy? Are they truly enjoying their body, their life, and their relationships? How many people, when you look around, are actually joyful to be here? When you go and talk to them, they're just joyful. It's like, so we have to look at that. When we take the blue pill and be blissfully ignorant, well, then we're part of the destruction of this world, because we're choosing judgment. It's a form of creation. We're choosing the right and wrong, and all judgment does is create limitation. Judgment is the biggest cancer on this planet. And it doesn't create possibilities. It destroys possibilities. It destroys the magic of this world. It destroys you. It destroys your body. It destroys the creation of your life. It destroys everything it touches. Right, wrong, good, bad. The unconsciousness that they are choosing, because they're not aware of their choices. They're not aware that their choice actually has a ripple effect to the world. And so, how many of the people that are blissfully ignorant are choosing the fear, choosing the judgment, are choosing against themselves, are choosing against other people, are choosing to not include their body, and choosing not to include the world, the earth, in their choices. So that's a little bit about the blue pill. And yeah, just to get you guys to see that it's not all rainbow and sunshines when you're choosing to be blissfully ignorant. Because you're actually limiting yourself dynamically. And like I was saying before, you're confined to this reality. All that is possible for you is what this reality has defined as possible for you. Nothing more. So you're no longer in the infinite possibilities. And so all you can have is the best of this reality, which can be great, but the infinite you and the infinite choice and the infinite possibilities of you having a life that is phenomenal and miraculous, that is beyond this reality, you eliminate from the equation. And so the red pill, which is when you start to wake up to the truth and go on your self-discovery journey, can be a lot at the start. Because you become aware, like I was saying earlier, of all the shit that's going on. Not only just like how amazing life could be and can be, it's like, oh my gosh, there is so much more going on in this world that I didn't actually see before. You know, I was too busy being programmed by the news that I didn't see what was going on. And can be very overwhelming for people because it's like, oh my god, there is actually so much fucked up shit going on in the world. Holy shit. And then it's also, sorry guys, two, you're becoming aware of your own shit and what needs to change and what's not working. And for a lot of people that have only been choosing from unconsciousness and autopilot systems, they haven't been aware of how much their life is actually not working for them and how much of their life is actually not theirs. They've been choosing based off the points of views that they've picked up from everybody else and trying to live those as their own and wondering why their life is so hard and not working, and it's not getting to them to where they want to go. You become aware of it and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got so much work to do, there's so much crap going on, blah blah blah, this is a lot. Sorry guys, there's something in the back of my throat. But awareness is just awareness. Awareness is not right, it's not wrong, it's just awareness. And it's a gift because when you can become aware of something, you can choose to change it. Because you're aware of it. You can acknowledge it. If you can't acknowledge something, then you can't change it. You have to acknowledge it first. And so how much of your life are you unwilling to acknowledge because you've decided it's too much to acknowledge that? And so when we take the red pill, we have to continually expand and listen to our awareness. Awareness is one of your capacities, one of your gifts, and something that you will continually expand as you live, as you go on your journey. There's no limit to it. There's no capacity as you become more aware and more aware and more aware. And the more aware you are, the more aware you're willing to be, well, the more possibilities, choice, and contribution you can have and be to the world and to your own life. You know, when you're willing to be aware, you can never get hurt. You can know where to be and what to choose because you're willing to be aware. That's the thing about awareness. You're aware. How aware are you willing to be in your life, in each moment? Because it's a practice, each moment of your life, to be aware. What are you choosing? Each moment of your life, every 10 seconds, what are you choosing? Because that choice is creating something, so what is it creating? Are you aware of what you're choosing and the space in which you're choosing from? So awareness, when we take the red pill, something we need to cultivate and really choose. Because it's easily overlooked. You know, how many times you get an awareness of something? Because awareness is, it's light, it's spacious, it's like sometimes it's very bang. Other times it's a whisper. And the universe is whispering to us. And we get that little awareness and then we go, nah, and ignore it. And then we don't listen to it. And then shit shows up. Or something bad happens. Or, you know, you lose the thing or the thing breaks. You're like, oh, fuck, I thought of that just before. I was aware of that before and I didn't listen to the awareness. And now, here we are, 10 seconds later. There's a quote by Gary Douglas that I love. And the quote is, 10 seconds of unconsciousness can cost you a lifetime of suffering. And it is just like that, guys. I'll give you an example, actually. So this is going back probably like 5, 6 years. I was doing a lot of vertical jump training, and there were at the oval near my house. It's got this metal fence that runs along the oval, and every time I went for a run around the oval, I'd always jump at no hands just to practice my vertical jump. And I was like, I did this thing where I was like, every time I come here, I have to do this. And my mistake was to not be in question with this. It was a conclusion. And so one day I went and it was rainy and wet. And I was like, no, but I told myself I have to do it. So I wasn't willing to truly be aware that actually it's wet right now. The grass, probably not the best choice to do it today. I was like, no, I've got to do it because I said it, I'll do it. And I jumped and smacked my knee into the metal fence and cooked my knee for 3 months. So that 10 seconds of unconsciousness cost me 3 months of pain in my knee. So it's just as simple as that. So we really have to become more attuned and listen to our awareness. And, when you have awareness, you're also going to be in question with that awareness, because just because you're aware of something doesn't mean you need to do anything with it. Doesn't mean that it's your awareness. You could be aware of something for somebody else or someone else's stuff. So you also have to go, okay, is this my awareness? Do I need to do anything with it? As well. But the more you start to choose your awareness, it's like building a muscle. The more you start to listen to it, then the more aware you become, and the more you actually listen to your awareness, and you get to be aware of things before they happen, and know what to choose and what not to choose, and where to be. And it's as simple as like you might think of a person, and then 2 minutes later they call you. It could be like, for example, the other day I was at work, and in the morning I was like, oh, we need more cutlery. But I didn't say anything. I was just aware of like, oh, we need more cutlery. That day a thing of cutlery came. New cutlery. There's small things like that, guys. But we need to acknowledge that. When you have the awareness, acknowledge it. And when you don't listen to your awareness, and then you realize, acknowledge that too. Oh, I didn't listen to my awareness. Cool. What's it going to take to listen to my awareness? The more you acknowledge your own awareness, then the more you can grow it. So when we take the red pill, that is a part of the journey that we need to go on, is cultivating our awareness. And also giving up judgments, conclusions, definitions, and computations, because they're all structures of this reality, and they're all things that keep us captive to this reality and captive to the limitations of our lives. So we have to go beyond judgment, beyond conclusion, beyond definition, and beyond computation, because they're all functions of the mind. The mind is a limitation. What we want to step into is our being, knowing, perceiving, and receiving, which is a gift that we have. And when we wake up and take the red pill, we'll start to step more into our being, our knowing, our perceiving, and receiving. And then what happens is we can be, know, perceive, and receive more than a lot of people. We have more possibilities than a lot of people. We can start to create in a completely different space where we're beyond linearity, where things can just show up instantaneous if we're willing to have that as our reality. And yeah, you will become more aware of your own pain and your own suffering and how much you're choosing it. And then you got to really ask yourself, okay, well, do I want to keep choosing it? Is this a life I'd like to live? Or would I like to choose something else? Would I like to go beyond that? Because I'm the one choosing it. I'm the one creating it. So therefore I have choice, and I can then, which means I can choose something else if I'm willing to. because it can be uncomfortable when you become aware of your own pain and suffering, and then go to choose something different can be just as uncomfortable because you're having to choose something different. You're having to be different. You're having to create something different. You're having to step into the unknown, be vulnerable. We have to be willing, and we have to start being in question with the creation of our lives. Okay, who am I today? What else is possible with this? What else is possible haven't you considered? What else is possible with my relationship, with my money flows, with my business? Who do I need to talk to today? How much fun can I have today? It's like be in question, play with the universe. So, yeah, I just wanted to dive a little bit down the rabbit hole of, I guess, more so ways to contribute to you on your journey, on your self discovery journey. Because it truly is one of the greatest things you'll ever choose when you start to commit to you and choose to better yourself and choose to go on your journey, and you can then become more of you. You can become a greater possibility for your own life, your relationships, your business, your workplace, everything. And yeah, the more willing you are to be greater, to choose for your joy, to choose for you, to be a contribution to the world, it really ripples out to everyone and everything and those around you and the planet. And it's like the more of us that are willing to choose for that, well, then that's what's going to create a greater world. So, yeah. Are you going to take the blue pill or are you going to take the red pill? The choice is yours, guys. I will see you back here next week. Until then, stay cool, stay awesome. You can check out my website, www.earthsamlove.com, or my Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, which is at earthsamlove, for more of my content and the Wilds of Consciousness membership group. I invite you guys to be along. I've started doing diving consciousness audios in there too, so I'm expanding that. Next Zoom call for that is the 7th of May, Wednesday, 7th of May, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Come along, join some other cool possibility seekers exploring what else is possible. And yes, I will see you guys later. Bye.